ESPNLA Live. Game 48 of the season is in the books.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, only at Pizza Hut.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710-ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
Now, here's Allen Sliwa.
All right, Lakers lose to the Los Angeles Clippers 133-115, the final score. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. As always, I'll throw out the number here, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. If you want to be a part of the show, Clippers have won 10 games in a row against the Los Angeles Lakers. Before I get into any real details here, and before we get to Darvin Ham, I got a couple tweets I'm going to read here from Dave McMenamin. Darvin Ham says Rui Hachimura will be available to play tomorrow versus the San Antonio Spurs. So we are going to get our first look and certainly much, much needed 6'8" wing traded to the Los Angeles Lakers yesterday. Kendrick Nunn and 3 second-rounders go to the Washington Wizards. So good news right there. The other news, tweeted about a minute ago, L.A. Lakers star big man Anthony Davis will return to the lineup for San Antonio on Wednesday, barring any setback during his pregame warm-up. League sources told ESPN he'll be back in the lineup 5.5 weeks after suffering a fractured bone spur and stress reaction in his right foot. So really, really good news right out the gate here. It's unfortunate the Lakers lost this game to the Clippers, but I get it. I understand it. They're fully healthy. It's a good team. They wouldn't miss a shot 50% from three, 60% from the field. But the cavalry, which right now is the most important thing for the Lakers, is to get healthy. I like that both of these guys will be available tomorrow, give you a game to get under your catch your breath a little bit before the Lakers go on that 5-game road trip. All right, let's take a listen here. Here's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham on the Lakers' loss.
Darvin, the Clippers were obviously red hot from three early. How much of that did you feel like was kind of on the defense and the way that things were going, and how much do you feel like that had to do with the lead that this time proved to be too much to climb out of?
I mean, we probably had a couple of breakdowns, but for the most part, like I kept telling my team not to be discouraged because I felt like we were getting some great contests. It was a high degree of difficulty when we came in at halftime in our analytical department. You know, we talked about their QSQ, and which is their overall shot quality is very difficult. You know, we were forcing them into really, really tough shots, and they were just making them. So you tip your hat to them. Hell of a first half by them, shooting the ball and their overall play. It's proud of our guys coming out, giving us a huge effort. You know, bringing it in close, but against a great team like that, you got to play damn near perfect to overcome that deficit. And games of runs, like the NBA level, is based on runs, and every team is going to make them. They made theirs, we made ours, then they start going into another one. And with the game left to play, another game to play tonight, quick turnaround. I didn't want to run our guys in the ground, as much as we can. The beautiful thing about this league is you get to do it all over again, so you don't have time to feel sorry for yourself. The Clippers are a hell of a ball club. I tip my hat to him once again. T. Lewis, that's my man, hell of a coach. But we have business to do tomorrow. Have to fill our cups back up and get ready to go to battle against a young, aggressive, athletic, energetic San Antonio ball club.
Darvin, did you see kind of the way the bench reacted right after those guys came out of the game? It looked like Russ and Dennis got into something. LeBron looked pretty disappointed. What did you see kind of in the aftermath of those turnovers and that little quick
I just think, communication about how we can get better, what can we do better, to not allow this type of thing to happen. We dug ourselves a big hole. And it's frustrating because, you can go back and look at the film, and I'm pretty positive, like 85-90% of those shots were heavily contested. And so, once I made an executive decision to pull the plug, like knowing we have a game to play tomorrow, we have to give ourselves the best chance possible to win. And a lot of times with so many games on your schedule, a home back-to-back. I don't know if it could be argued. Yeah, you keep your guys in there, try to fight, but down 18, 5 minutes left, nah. Knowing we have another one to tee up tomorrow, I thought better of it. And again, we don't ever want to accept losing. We're not going to accept losing. But at the end of the day, you have to be smart about the way you go about your business. And so that was me making an executive decision. And our guys are highly competitive. They don't want to just throw in the towel that easily. But, I thought better of it, and I pulled the plug.
First off, do you know right now what the management is going to be for LeBron tomorrow? He has been questionable throughout the last couple of weeks.
Well, we'll see. Once everyone wakes up in the morning, God willing, we'll see what who's available and what we got going on.
And the fourth 40-point game LeBron has had since turning 38. How tough is it to see him kind of put in the effort and then the team not getting within single digits at the end?
Yeah, it's disappointing, but it's twofold. I'm happy for him, and we got to get better. We got to give some help in other areas. I think we're doing a better job of taking care of the ball, but we just got to continue to fight, continue to compete at a high level, continue to play together, and allow him some help. He's playing at an unbelievable level right now. It's amazing to be able to watch. But having said that, we want to win. We want to win games, and so everybody can do a little something better. Myself and my staff included. But we can't look over our shoulder and marinate and focus on lost opportunity. We have to look forward, and there's a lot of winnable games coming up on our schedule.
Darvin, do you have a plan yet for how you're going to phase Rui into the rotation? Like, are you just going to kind of throw him out there or kind of start to play him incrementally? Or how do you view kind of adding in a new player into the rotation?
Well, that's a process we'll go through, trying to get him up to speed, and some of it he's going to have to learn on the fly. But like I said, our system, it's highly detailed with running habits and spacing, but it's not that difficult where he won't be able to comprehend it. But there's a process definitely in place to get him going. But the biggest thing, I just want him to come in, just free of worry, and just come in and focus on playing hard and playing free. And we'll work through whatever mistakes, that you go through being a new player on a new team. We'll work through those, but the only mistake he can really make is not play hard, and he's not going to do that. So we'll be fine. We'll phase him in like we need to.
Yeah, and I also want to ask you about Rui. Will he be available to play tomorrow?
Yes, he'll definitely be available to play.
Hey, Darvin, just wanted to check in on AD for tomorrow, what you know, and what the process is going to be when you wake up with the medical staff and everything.
You're going to make me break the turntables back out like I did pregame?
Well, there was a report on TNT about possibilities, right, of him tomorrow. But the turntable was fun. So if you want to go back to that, I would enjoy it.
You remember my DJ name?
Something about don't ask me for a request.
Yeah, DJ no request.
No request. Okay.
Nah, I'll just say it like this. Once we get our evaluation done in the morning, the possibilities are limitless.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham. If you're just tuning in right now, Clippers over the Lakers, 133-115. And Dave McMenamin is reporting that a couple players could be available tomorrow for the Los Angeles Lakers, and obviously players we've been waiting for. Anthony Davis looks like without any setback could be available tomorrow. He's going to go through his pregame warm-up. And Hachimura, who the Lakers just got yesterday in a trade, will also be available tomorrow. So those are two. That's just really good news. I don't know what else to say other than that the Lakers will have a lot more size tomorrow against the Spurs, a lot more talent against the Spurs, and then we see the Lakers where they go from here. Okay, a couple quick calls here. Let's grab Terry in the OC. What's going on, Terry?
Hey, how's it going?
Good,
yeah,
man.
I just got a couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
Okay. Yeah, I got a couple questions. I'm not worried about the Clippers. They can win 10, 15 straight, but they're not going to win anything in the next road trip. I guarantee you that. But anyway, I'm glad he took out LeBron them because we don't want to see LeBron get 50 and in a loss and wear himself out. It was a great decision by our great coach to take him out, and they can pout all they want. He's the man. He's the boss. He makes the decision. We don't care about no accolades. We care about wins. Get 50 points in a loss.
Terry, Terry, and stay with me here, but I appreciate you calling in, so I'm going to jump in here. I couldn't agree more. I genuinely could not agree more. I think everything that you just laid out right there, and I even like the word that you used. First off, I like the competitiveness from the players saying, why the hell are you taking us out? There's still 5 minutes left to go. And I like Darvin Ham being the head coach is because it's the Clippers' night tonight. They're up 18. They're shooting 60% from the field. They're shooting 50% from the three-point line. And it's just not going to happen tonight. And, oh, by the way, Lakers have a game against the San Antonio Spurs coming up tomorrow. So I'm with you on that. And as great as Bron's individual performance was, I like that, even Darvin Ham is saying we're trying to win. So the 46 points and the 9 threes, remarkable, amazing, fantastic. But ultimately, at the end of the day, Lakers are trying to get W's. Leon in Beverly Hills. What's going on, Leon?
Hey there, Allen. Hey, it's clear, like watching them play against, the elite teams, that they just don't have the shooting to match the better teams in the league. And I'm wondering what you think. I know Rui can shoot a little bit, but in my opinion, they need another deadly shooter to really be able to compete at the end of games, especially. Like you see LeBron just starting to miss. He's really doing poorly from the 3-point line this year, especially. I know he's having a great year otherwise, so I'm nitpicking a little bit, but they need a great shooter on this team. So what do you think about going out and getting, Bojan Bogdanovic and giving up either draft capital and or some players?
So part of the reason, Leon, I appreciate you calling in. Part of the reason why I kind of liked that the Lakers did this move as early as they did, trade deadline's February 9th. So still got time to go make a move if you feel like you need to, or you feel. By the way, need to is not even the right way to describe it. I thought the Lakers made a calculated move to go get Rui. And I think giving up Kendrick Nunn and the 3 second-rounders, and there's such an incredible need for a 6'8" player like him to come on this team, it's worth the risk. It's worth whatever happens with those second-rounders, especially what the Lakers are, obviously trying to just try to get in that playoff picture right now. See what happens over the next week. I guarantee you Rob Pelinka and that front office understands that, hey, they can use another shooter. But if 6 teams are going after Bogdanovic and other teams are just willing to overpay, you can't really compete with that. Sometimes the market's going to tell you whether you should make a move or you shouldn't. And if the Lakers can find a good quality deal that makes sense, sounds good, do it. And if they can't, then they're going to have to work with what they have. And I'm excited to see what this Lakers team is going to be once they are healthy and whole, and they're going to get some players back tomorrow. All right, more of your phone calls when we come back, 877-710-ESPN. Plus, we'll get a chance to hear from Russell Westbrook. Stay right here. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
What's going on, everybody? It's Cap. I'm here at the 909 Sports Bar here inside Yamava Casino, the greatest sports bar in Southern California and probably the world. Over 170 LED monitors, monster screens, people and energy, a massive amount of beers, and I promise you this, the food is off the charts. And then over there, 7,000 slot machines and hundreds of table games in this world-class resort. Yo, I'll see you here on Championship Sunday. Let's all get together for both games here at the 909 at Yamava.
Come out to the 909 at Yamava for our next watch party on January 29th.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Who is the most famous person in your contact list?
I know everyone thinks I'm going to say Keyshawn. And he's pretty famous, right? But I think it's Bob Costas. Bob and I worked together years ago.
I've been doing this a really long time, so I have a bunch of people in O'Shea.
Can you FaceTime him?
FaceTime one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know I got your back, bro.
There he is. There he is.
Michael Caine, the actor Michael Caine.
Can you FaceTime him?
Right now?
Yes.
Hell no. He's somewhere in England, hasn't made a movie in 20 years. No.
Is comedian Bill Engvall.
Can you FaceTime him? Right now?
Try.
Bill.
What a surprise.
How are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
James Worthy, I think, is the most famous person in my contact list. And if I tried calling James Worthy, there's a 1,000% chance he would not answer.
James Worthy. You know who's not in the Hall of Fame, who should be, who's in this phone? Steve Mason and John Ireland. They need to be in the Radio Hall of Fame. I mean, I guess maybe Jay-Z, maybe.
Wrong.
I mean, I don't know if he's that. I guess maybe
Wrong.
Jay-Z.
Harbaugh, he's pretty famous. Charles Barkley. J.B. Smoove. Kyrie Irving, he's definitely changed his phone number since his Cleveland days.
Oh, that's easy. It's Magic Johnson, but the problem is he keeps changing.
On the wings, and I hope that Rui can come in and really provide that. AD comes back. But I want Troy Brown and Gabriel to stay confident. We need those guys to remain confident, take shots. We're not a great three-point shooting team, but we have professionals out there who should be able to hit three-point shots, and we have to keep that confidence as a whole group. But a great game. I love being a Laker fan. Love this team. I have to see John Allen and Cap and everybody. Great job for 7-10. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. Well, they got help coming. Literally, help is coming tomorrow. So Lakers taking on the Spurs. Hachimura is available, and it looks like Anthony Davis, he's going to go through his pregame routine, and if there's no setbacks, AD will be back tomorrow against the San Antonio Spurs, be the healthiest the Lakers have been in 5.5 weeks since AD went down on December 16th. All right, Russ, tonight, 4-13 from the field, 17 points, 5 assists, just 1 rebound for Russ. Let's take a listen and get his thoughts on the game.
Russ, Darvin had said that when, with the kind of halftime deficit, you have to play damn near perfect basketball to come out of that. You guys had cut deeply into the lead in the fourth. What did you think the Clippers did to push away in the end?
I just made some timely shot threes. When we were making a run.
Russ, kind of 2 questions about the same thing. Where did you and Dennis get crossed up on that inbounds play? And we kind of saw you guys kind of arguing about it on the bench after, presumably about that. What was the discussion about trying to get that right moving forwards?
What do you mean crossed up? What do you mean? How were we crossed up?
You were trying to get the ball in bounds.
How was that a cross up?
I assume you weren't trying. There wasn't a turnover. Wasn't the goal of the play. I'm wondering what the goal of the play was.
What was the cross up then? You said it was a cross up. So what's the cross up?
I'm asking you.
No, you said it. You said there was a cross up on that play.
Did you guys get crossed up on that play?
No.
It went wrong?
It's a 5-man play. It wasn't between me and Dennis.
Okay. What went wrong on the inbounds play? And did you feel
turnover.
Did you feel that swung momentum at all?
No.
Yeah, you and Rui have a special bond.
Yeah.
Had a special bond in Wizards, and I'm sure he's very excited to be, back to be play with you. So, how do you think? How does he fit to this team?
Man, first of all, Rui is just a great human, great person. I definitely we connected a lot in DC, and then happy he's a part and back with him. And Rui's a hell of a talent and can fit in anywhere. Just happy that he's here and get a chance to play alongside him again.
Hi, Russell. First of all, congrats on making the 24,000
Thank you.
Points mark. Yeah.
Thank you.
Tonight you used impressive dribbling skills to successfully fake out your opponents multiple times. And in the second quarter, you made a jump shot where your body was turned like 180 degrees away from the basket. It was just an amazing shot. You're always making these spectacular moves within a split second. Do you anticipate doing them, or is it just a second nature to you? Like, do you just not even have to think about it?
The way you explain it, you need to be around more often. I just try to go out and do the best way I can. Try to, find ways to be able to make some shots and make the right play.
Russ, just want to follow up on Rui. What do you like about his game? Where do you see him fitting in on offense, on defense? What can you tell us about playing?
He's a guy that don't get a lot of credit, but he's a hell of a scorer, great hands, can shoot the ball really well, can guard any position on the floor, a big body. And I just, I know I've seen him do great things, and I'm just excited to be able to see him do it here. Given the opportunity, he can be successful here.
Russ, there's a pretty good chance you guys get AD back tomorrow. What ways did you guys play without him do you think are important to carry over as you guys get more whole, but specifically getting him back?
Just keeping our pace up.
All right, that's Russell Westbrook right there. Let me squeeze in a quick phone call. We'll go to Dennis Schroeder. Jesse in Portland, Oregon. Jesse, appreciate you calling out from Portland. What's going on?
Yes, I just want to start off and saying that I'm a big Laker fan. I love the Lakers, but tonight was really frustrating. It's the same thing I've seen all season long. They're struggling with shooting, and they're struggling with rim protection. It seems to me like the only one that's consistently scoring is LeBron, and he's also consistently doing the playmaking, and the point guard should be consistently making proper plays. They're also getting out shooting, and it feels like the teams that they're playing are always running down the clock, so they're having to scramble to make these shots that are more difficult because they don't have good playmaking.
Appreciate you calling in, Jesse. I would say this. I think the Lakers have been undermanned. I think tonight is a great example of taking on a team that's got incredible depth. The roster on paper is pretty damn good. We'll see if the Clippers can do anything with it. And it was a team that basically was clicking on all cylinders. I mean, you tell me where there was a hole in the Clippers game tonight, and some nights you have that where you shoot 50% from three, that you shoot 60% from the field. And that was the case for the Clippers. We count how many guys they had in double figures. They had 5 guys in double figures, but that's 3 of those guys are 20 points plus, and Reggie Jackson had 19. So they're a dangerous team when they're clicking, when things are going well. I will tell you that I'm not too down on this Lakers loss. What I really want to see is just them to get healthy and see what this team's all about, and bring Hachimura into the mix as well and see what happens from there. Okay, here's Dennis Schroeder on the Lakers loss.
Dennis, Clippers come out shooting red hot, obviously 60% for the game. When they set the tone there with the 3-ball in the first half, how do you kind of assess the defense and then the challenge from there?
Yeah, I mean, they shot 50%, I think, for the whole night. So, I mean, it's tough to beat any team who make 23 threes. There was guarded, sometimes there was open. But the good thing about the NBA is we got a chance tomorrow to compete again for 48 minutes and get a W.
You guys did make a run, cut it to 10 there, a lot of momentum on your side, and then obviously they were able to push it back up to 18. What'd you like about the fight to get back in it, and then obviously what kind of transpired after as they were able to make that run?
Yeah, I mean, we showed it in Portland, that when we play with physicality, intensity, that we, come back from any deficit. But I think we got to start the game like that and do it for 48 minutes. I always keep saying that. Got to change some things there, but next chance tomorrow.
You and Russ were talking pretty passionately after you guys got subbed out. Was that about the turnovers? Is that pretty normal between you and him? What's going on?
I mean, end of the day, I was so frustrated about that play because I had a chance. It was a 50-50 ball with PG and me. Then I think I fouled Kawhi and won. I don't care if somebody does a mistake. Nobody's perfect. I do so many mistakes in the game, so I don't care. It was nothing about him, and I told him that too. End of the day, we just try to compete, try to get some W's. And, after that conversation, we was on the same page.
So it's pretty much just a one-game thing and move on is what you're saying?
I mean, he's my brother. What the hell? Yeah, of course. I mean, been with him in OKC, been through a lot with him. So, end of the day, he's my big brother. And you got to have conversations like that sometimes, and we're on the same page now and try to compete for tomorrow.
Darvin took all of you guys out of the game. Is that understandable because you know you have another game tomorrow? Or would you guys have preferred to stay in there and keep competing because that's what you guys do?
Say
well,
again?
he took you guys out. You were down, I think, 18. He decided, as he said, make an executive decision to take you out. Would your preference have been to stay in the game, or are you okay with it because tomorrow is another game?
I mean, we don't want to let go. No game, first off. But I think we had a good push, pushed it down to -10, I think. Then we had that turnover, and I mean, when coach, makes a decision, we just go with it. Tomorrow it's another game, and we can start from scratch.
All right, that's Dennis Schroeder right there. I do want to get to LeBron James. We could do that coming up next. We'll plus preview a little bit of that Lakers-Spurs game coming up tomorrow night as well. Clippers over the Lakers, 133-115. Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Who is the most famous?
What's going on, everybody? It's Cap. I'm here at the 909 Sports Bar here inside Yamava Casino, the greatest sports bar in Southern California and probably the world. Over 170 LED monitors, monster screens, people and energy, a massive amount of beers, and I promise you this, the food is off the charts. And then over there, 7,000 slot machines and hundreds of table games in this world-class resort. Yo, I'll see you here on Championship Sunday. Let's all get together for both games here at the 909 at Yamava.
Come out to the 909 at Yamava for our next watch party on January 29th.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Who is the most famous person in your contact list?
I know everyone thinks I'm going to say Keyshawn. And he's pretty famous, right? But I think it's Bob Costas. Bob and I worked together years ago.
I've been doing this a really long time, so I have a bunch of people in O'Shea.
Can you FaceTime him?
FaceTime one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know I got your back, bro.
There he is. There he is.
Michael Caine, the actor Michael Caine.
Can you FaceTime him?
Right now?
Yes.
Hell no. He's somewhere in England, hasn't made a movie in 20 years. No.
Is comedian Bill Engvall.
Can you FaceTime him? Right now?
Try.
Bill,
What a surprise.
how are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
James Worthy, I think, is the most famous person in my contact list. And if I tried calling James Worthy, there's a 1,000% chance he would not answer.
James Worthy.
You know who's not in the Hall of Fame, who should be, who's in this phone? Steve Mason and John Ireland. They need to be in the Radio Hall of Fame.
I mean, I guess maybe Jay-Z, maybe.
Wrong.
I mean, I don't know if he's that. Yeah, I guess maybe
Wrong.
Jay-Z.
Ball, he's pretty famous. Charles Barkley. J.B. Smoove. Kyrie Irving, he's definitely changed his phone number since his Cleveland days.
Oh, that's easy. It's Magic Johnson. But the problem is he keeps changing his phone number on me.
The Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit vistapaint.com and start saving. Lakers lose to the Clippers, 133-115, the final score. Bron, 46 points. Also had 8 rebounds, also had 7 assists, also had 2 steals, hit 9 3-pointers, a career high for him from 3. You know, I looked on it, and so many of these games kind of compacted together, and you forget how close Bron is to passing Kareem. You know, he's only 178 points away, about 6 games away if he stayed on his average. If he put up 30 points a game, it's about 6 games away. So kind of crazy to see what Bron continues to do, and we'll see what eventually happens. Let's take a quick listen to LeBron James postgame.
LeBron, you talked a few times this season about how trusting your work and your shots from 3, and it hasn't been the best 3-point shooting season. Tonight you set your own high, and also matched your to catching the Clippers, the last team that you had scored 40 against. Assuming, though, that you're just focused more on the game, like how do you kind of contextualize all of that as you fall down behind again by half?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really get caught up into percentages and things like that, if I'm not shooting the ball well, because I put too much work in my craft. So, I know it'll even out at some point. I put a lot of work into it and was able to make a few shots tonight, to try to help us stay in the game. I mean, the Clippers, they are really good, exceptionally good when they shoot the 3-ball, and tonight they did that. I mean, they made 19 threes, shot 50% from the 3-point line, and Balkan was early when they got that lead, so they got a lot of great contributions from not only their starters, but Reggie and Norman came in and gave them a big boost as well.
LeBron, what are the commonalities you can point to the losses you guys have had 10 in a row since Ty Lue became the head coach of the Clippers?
I don't know. They've been better than us.
LeBron, you guys just made the trade yesterday for Rui. What are your impressions of him, and how do you see him fitting in here skill set wise?
Looking forward to it. The game is played in between the 4 lines, and we'll see what happens once we can get him acclimated and get him on the floor.
Bron, you guys were making some headway against them in the fourth quarter, and a couple turnovers, quick 8-0 run. You were on the bench. You looked pretty frustrated. What was going through your mind in that moment as you kind of processed that, and I guess big picture, knowing that you guys have played well in these moments and stuff like that? I guess how did that sort of sit with you tonight?
We just don't have room for error. I said that last week.
LeBron, in the big picture, AD might return tomorrow, I guess, pending some warm-ups. You guys, I think, are about 500, maybe one game over 500 without him. Do you feel like the team managed that pretty well, or managed that even better than you expected?
I don't understand.
Basically, without AD, you guys have managed to kind of hang on and be around 500. Is that what you expected?
I didn't expect anything besides to go out and compete. It wasn't like, okay, AD's out. What can we do? No, just go out and play the game and see what happens.
Last 2 will go Mark Medina and then Melissa.
LeBron, Rob was speaking pregame about trade deadline, and he was saying if there's an opportunity to get all the way at the end and win a championship, there's no resource we'll hold on to if we feel like that's there. But at the same time, the completely unwise thing to do would be to shoot a bullet early and not have it later. How does that analysis philosophy sit with you pertaining to the trade deadline?
How does it sit with you? He said it to you guys.
Yeah.
All right. He was talking to you. He wasn't talking to us. Rob's going to do his job. That's his job. My job is to be on the floor and make sure my guys in the locker room is ready to go.
Hey, Bron. You've obviously been on an insane scoring tear as of recently. Ty Lue said before the game that now that you've obviously close to within 200 points of Kareem, he said back in the day when he coached you that overtaking that record was something that you even thought about back then. I'm curious, how long has this been something that you thought that you could do?
Don't let T-Lou gas you up like that. T-Lou's lying. I never thought that I could catch Kareem and score, and it's never been something that was on my mind. He's lying there, but he's not a liar, but he's lying there for sure. And I also think that he went to the roof in Oracle Arena and in that locker room and took that money, too, that we were trying to go back and get when we went back for Game 7, too, because it wasn't there when we went back. I think he took that money and told us somebody else went up there and grabbed it. But I don't know. I mean, as it gets closer and closer, I think I'll start to feel it more and more. But I was asked earlier, I haven't really tried to put myself in that moment. I've gotten to this place by not even thinking about it or not even, being in that moment, just trying to play the game the right way. Even with tonight, as I shot the ball, I was still trying to distribute to my guys, still make sure they felt, in some type of rhythm. That's just always how I've played the game throughout my career. But I don't know. We'll see when we get there. We'll see what will it hit me. Just over the last few years, the last couple of years since we won a championship, just a lot of accomplishments been happening on losing effort. So it's been very kind of difficult to kind of even digest some of my own accomplishments because I want to celebrate on losses.
All right, that's LeBron right there. One theme I will say with every single one of these interviews that we just played, you could tell they're ticked off. That's 10 losses in a row against the Clippers, and the Lakers got some help coming. But I'm sure this one didn't sit well for a team that's been fighting and clawing their way back in a lot of these games, lost by 18 tonight to the Clippers. 133-115, the final score. Internally here, just a quick shout. Thank you to Michael Funches, Rebecca Womble, Wilbert Flores on the social media team, Josh Martinez, and Cody Liu. So appreciate all the help here. I'm back on tomorrow morning. We'll talk some more Lakers basketball. I'll do my show with Travis Rogers starting at 10 a.m., We'll have Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max starting at 6 a.m. And Mason and Ireland after our show, and Sedano and Cap all the way up to 6 o'clock. Then the pregame show will start at 6. So thank you all for being a part of the show. I'm Allen Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Thank you for listening to Lakers basketball tonight. Game 48 of the season is in the books.
Lakers basketball on ESPNLA is sponsored by Subaru of Glendale,
the #1 volume Subaru dealer in California.
Lakers basketball delivered by new melts from Pizza Hut. Cheesy, crispy, and loaded with toppings for just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, only at Pizza Hut.
Jacob.com. Winning matters. That's why